Hello everyone. In this video I will talk about climate action, and we're going to be looking for ways to change our planet and how to not cross that limit. In this video we're going to be looking for deep decarbonization, less than 2 degrees Celsius goal, carbon budget, 3 pillars of deep decarbonization, and looking for ways to stop global warming. Okay, first let's talk about less than 2 degrees Celsius goal. United Nations were the first one to introduce this goal. This goal is universal and it includes every single country. You might be going on televisions like the polar regions are facing trouble and there's going to be mass extinction in polar regions. So what exactly does less than 2 degrees Celsius goal relate to this problem? Well, less than 2 degrees Celsius goal is limit of global warming, limit of global temperature rise that can happen to keep us in the safe zone. Well, we want this to be in the middle. We don't want this to go up or we don't want this to go down. Or it's even better if it's in the middle, because if it's in the middle then it won't affect many circumstances. What this goal really does is this goal guides us for a better future, and it helps us to keep our polar regions safe. If it passes that limit or it goes up, then we will face mass extinction in places like polar regions, Antarctic and the Arctic, where the most of the ice is. And because of the temperature rise, the ice is going to melt, which will trigger catastrophic behaviors, which will bring floods, which will bring tsunamis, which is not good for us. Next, we have carbon budget. This is similar to less than 2 degrees Celsius goal, except this has a different concept. Carbon budget is the limit of carbon emissions in the world. Carbon emissions of every single country in the world and every single place that we can imagine. It counts as a whole world emission. As previously, we don't want this to go really up or really down, because if it stays in middle, it will not affect us. Because if it does, then we will face mass extinction. We'll face disasters. We'll face which is eventually going to neutralize us, which is not a good thing. If this goes really, really up, then we'll face things like acid rain and ocean acidification, which is not good for humanity. Now, this leads us to a new topic, Deep Decarbonization Pathways Project, or DDPP. So what exactly is this? Well, this is a global treaty signed by the world, which was formed in October 2013, which researches about research methods to limit the rise of global warming and temperature due to global warming to less than 2 degrees Celsius or less. What this project really does is it actually looks ways to eradicate global warming, which will help us in the future. There are also 3 pillars of deep decarbonization which come in really handy. Energy efficiency, decarbonization of electricity, and switching from fossil fuels to renewable energy. First, let's look at energy efficiency. What this means is if we have a really efficient source of energy, then we won't need to burn fossil fuels. And if we don't burn fossil fuels, then the greenhouse gases emissions won't go up, which will help in less than 2 degrees Celsius goal as well. Next, we have decarbonization of electricity? Well, many fossil fuels are mainly burned or used to generate electricity. And by that, those electricity cables go run through our houses, which then provides us electricity. And because of electricity, many countries use fossil fuels to generate electricity. And when we burn fossil fuels, we get carbon dioxide in the air, which is not going to help us at all. Instead, it's going to increase risks of global warming more. In combination of these two, we have the third pillar, which talks about to stop global warming. And to stop global warming, we need to turn from fossil fuels and move to renewable energy. And if we move to renewable energy, then that will help us in a lot of things. Beside this Pathways project, we also have different ways to decarbonize our society. Some of the ways are we can trap CO2 or carbon dioxide in the air and then stick it underground. What I mean by this is we should create a plant which sucks in carbon dioxide and then forces it to go underground. And what that will do is it will force carbon dioxide to stick underground, and by doing that, the carbon dioxide won't come out and it won't affect us above the surface. Another way is we can stop going towards deforestation and move toward afforestation and reforestation. If we move to these two, then we won't face carbonization and we won't face global warming at all. The main reason of global warming right now is deforestation. The trees are being cut down for people to live, and because the trees are being cut down, there are less trees, and the lesser the trees are, the less they suck carbon dioxide in and put oxygen out. If we don't have any trees, then of course we will suffer a huge part of carbonization, which is not what we want again. And this is good for us because these solutions are easy and simple. Every single society can work in these solutions. Even the poor countries, low middle income countries, and high income countries like China and USA and many other countries. These solutions applies for everyone. And these solutions have to be universal because these solutions can affect all of us. And by affecting all of us, I mean that it will eradicate global warming, which is going to save our future, which is what we are aiming for ultimately. Humanity is changing the climate, and only humanity can change it other way. Okay, this is it for now. In my next video, I will talk about climate action, climate change science, and negotiations. Thank you.